Well, typically at this time of year, CTV sits down with the Premier for a look back at the year and what to expect in the future. But due to John Horgan's battle with throat cancer, that duty was taken up by his second-in-command, Mike Farnworth. Here's our Binder Sudjan with more.
This was supposed
Mike Farnworth became Deputy Premier under the kind of circumstance no one celebrates.
Well, when the Premier told me, it was kind of like a gut punch. I'm like, just sort of, you're sort of speechless.
John Horgan's second battle with cancer sent many political foes and friends into shock.
I hope you get through this. I want your first thoughts are for the, for the Premier.
Farnworth's first task in his expanded role, the type of flooding BC hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The minister facing questions about why the alerting system appeared patchwork and ineffective. Local governments take the lead, but with the planet in a climate emergency, is there a role for the province?
What we want to make sure is that the system, when it's brought in, doesn't overlap, it doesn't duplicate, and also takes into account things such as who's making that decision around an evacuation order, for example. So First Nations make that decision for their community. So if to use the Alert Ready system, they would let us know they need it done, and then we would send it out. It's not automatically done on the basis of the province making that decision.
The minister says an overhaul of how the province deals with emergencies is coming and will be framed around dealing with more intense climate impacts.
We will have new legislation at the fall of next year, this most significant overhaul of the Emergency Program Act since the early 90s.
The province is dealing with an ever-changing pandemic, an ambulance service that is understaffed and making headlines for causing delays on the life-saving 911 line. At the same time, the opioid crisis is now killing an average of 6 people a day.
It's very easy it is very easy to criticize and to say you should be doing this, you should be doing this. We take this very seriously and have done since we formed government. And one of the things I think we know is there's no easy answer.
In opposition, the NDP was unrelenting in its criticism of the Liberals and how they handled the file, often implying if they just cared more, lives could be saved. The NDP has yet to make good on a promise to make housing more affordable. Despite more supply and measures to cool the market, rents and home prices are soaring.
You're going to see us moving forward on the agenda that we laid out for British Columbians at the last election, affordability, getting us through COVID.
Renters rebate?
All kinds of issues, and it'll be very much the budget in the spring.
Binder Sudjan, CTV News, Victoria.